For the fact that you clicked onto this video, you definitely want to know what are the 4 things that you would actually consider before buying the property. Now, would you want to tell people why or what inspired us to actually do this one?
One of my friends actually hit us up and was like, Neo, you know what? I've got a surprise for you guys. I bought a property. Oh boy, was that a surprise.
It was a huge surprise. So now, what are the things that you would have actually wanted to tell them before they actually bought this property?
Number one, we really need to understand when we're talking about a discount in property, what are we speaking about? Because sometimes the property is worth 1.1 million and then you bought it at 1,050,000, and then you come to us and say, you know what, guys, I got it, I did it. I've always been listening to you guys. I got 50,000 off, man. Only to find out that we're not enthusiastic about that. Not that we do not appreciate or we think 50,000 is not money. 50,000 is a lot of money. I mean, I'm sure everybody watching this would be excited if 50,000 just clocked in your bank account. but what I'm trying to say is that we really need to understand ultimately what does this 50,000 mean with the property that I bought.
I mean, I'm sure the person that you were actually the person that was telling you when they actually told you about this whole deal, you were probably like, and they were thinking that this guy is just jealous, man. I'm sure he doesn't want anything good for me. But this is something that you really need to understand, that if you're going to go into buying a property, you need to understand what you're putting yourself into. If you are actually going to be getting a discount of 50,000, what does this really mean for your property journey? Is it a good deal that we actually minus 50,000, or is it a bad deal that you actually minus 50,000? Now, in your latest deal, if we were to actually tell the viewers, what was your discount in your previous deal?
Man, the thing about us is that that was a low one. That was a low blow. I didn't expect that. But anyways, I can say that it was a good 30%. Now, what I'd actually like to expose you a bit, that you told one of our clients that when you discount in property, it shouldn't be about the rands or the dollars or however you're looking at it, euros or pounds. You know, because this is an international platform, we need to accommodate.
Yes.
What you say is that we actually need to negotiate as percentages. Can you further elaborate on that?
Of course. I mean, this is the question. I mean, yesterday we actually had a live with one of the estate agents, right? And I'm sure by the time this video actually goes out, I'm going to ask them that why do they get paid by percentage and not by rent value,
Do you think they'll give you the answer?
I don't know. I don't know. You probably need to actually go to our Instagram and actually check that out. So the reason behind it is that different properties are actually priced at different prices. And now with the different properties, if you are actually going to be putting a rent value, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. So now let's take this into consideration, right? We have someone that's actually selling a property for 100,000 rands, and you have another property that's selling for 1 million rands, right? So now it's just the zero difference. Looking at these
just the zero, you're being modest about
it's just the zero difference. So when you're looking at both of them, right, on the 100,000, if you're asking yourself how much are you actually going to be charging that person, if you're charging that person 10,000, this basically means that you actually took out 10% from their selling price. And now if you're looking at the same 10,000 going to someone that's looking at 1 million, you are actually charging them 1%. So in that way, you are actually robbing yourself. However, if you're looking at a percentage, if you're looking at someone that's actually at 100,000 rands, you already know that the 8% or the 10%, if you are actually going to be charging 10%, it's going to be 10,000. And with the 1 million, if you're charging 10% there, that's already 100,000. With becoming a property investor, you already know that if I'm dealing with percentages, this is going to vary from one deal to the next.
Yeah. So, I mean, the bottom line, just to sum up everything with this point, we are saying that negotiate in percentages.
I mean, the second point that we'd actually want to speak about, man, is that you need to do multiple viewings. So what does this mean? When you're buying a property, I can't express this enough. I've seen so many people come into the properties and they go around looking at the properties without actually touching anything. And they say, I'm actually going to buy this property. Remember, property is going to be one of the most expensive things that you are actually going to be buying right now or in your lifetime. So now when you're looking at that, you want to make sure that the property that you're actually purchasing is in good condition. So now the reason why I'm saying that you need to have multiple viewings is that for the first viewing, it's going to be for you. So this is going to give you a general feel of how do you feel about this property. Do you actually feel that this property is a good deal, or do you feel that this property is a bad deal? Then the second viewing, you are actually going to bring your contractor in. So what the contractor will actually be doing is that they will be the one that will go through how much is it going to actually take for you to actually fix this property? I mean, Neo always has a fight with our contractor when we're supposed to be speaking about refurbs, because our contractor will be like, I want to put aluminum windows on this property. And I was like, no, man, I am on a budget. So that's something that you need to consider before you actually purchase the property. Bring a contractor in so that they can actually check how much is it actually going to cost to fix the whole property.
Bro, I'm not a cheap skater, man. Why are you putting it
I
that
didn't
way?
say you're a cheap skater. I mean,
I'm cost efficient. I'm very cost efficient. So anyways, with what Lebu just said right now, I had a smile while you were saying multiple viewings. So shout out to all the estate agents that are actually watching this. You know that next time Lebu gives you a ring, expect to see him 10 times before he actually signs up. So what he's literally saying before this is not saying that he'll come 10 times. And you really need to be very careful with this, because at the same time, what we're saying when we say multiple viewings, we're trying to move emotions. Day one can be a day whereby you are not in that good space, or you are too happy, and then there's something that you might have missed. So I would literally make it within 2 days. If I'm serious about something, I really see potential in it, I would have went there the first day, and then the next day I would go with my contractors or with my team, everybody who needs to actually evaluate the property, and then make that signing there and there. Because at the end of the day, again, you don't want to make it 3, 4, 5, and then it seems as if you're not serious. Level's in that situation right now. There's somebody who's came. How many times did they come through?
4 times.
4 times. Did you even hear that 4 times?
4 times. 4 times. 4 times. 4 times.
So I guess this point is quite personal to him, because he's really experiencing that at this point in time. So that's point number 2.
But now, as a property investor, the last thing that I would want to highlight, right? As a property investor, it's important to understand that the sooner you close the deal, the better for you, right? So what do we mean by that? There are a lot of property investors looking at properties every day in the market. Now, if you're going to be doing 10 viewings, like the lady that wants to buy my property, you're doing 10 viewings, chances are by the 5th one, a property investor would have actually bought that property. And also, this shows the estate agent that you're really not serious with this property, because you keep on postponing this whole viewing and actually putting down an offer. So every time you do go to the multiple viewings, make sure that it's just 2. The first one is yourself, then the second one is with the contractor to actually give you how much is it actually going to cost to do the whole property.
Point number 3, when it comes to buying your first property, man, my points are actually shooting me in the leg. It seems as if I'm a cheap skater. But point number 3 is that there's some people that are actually, okay, at least this one is not about me. There's some people that want to avoid costs, thinking that this will be a good property by avoiding those costs. So the cost that I'm talking about is your transfer cost or your bond costs. I mean, someone will literally say, guys, is there a way whereby I can avoid transfer cost or bond cost so that I can actually make this a good deal? So I'd like to understand, what are your thoughts about that?
From my perspective is that if I'm actually going into a deal, meaning that this is a business, right? I need to understand that, is it better for me to actually spend the 40,000 and make more money, or is it better for me to not spend the 40,000 and make less money, or possibly even a negative? So that's the thing that you need to really consider before actually doing this no transfer deal, right? That, are you actually going to be making more money, or are you going to be making less money than someone that would have actually went into the deal? And now when I'm saying more money and less money, I'm not speaking about that particular property. I'm speaking about having a comparison between 2 properties. So now if I'm looking at buying a distressed property and I'm looking at buying a development, which one would actually make sense looking at it business wise? If in development, where I'm not actually going to be paying transfer costs, I'm going to be running a cash flow negative. And now with the distressed property, I need to spend more money. However, I'll be running on a cash flow positive on a monthly basis. Then it's a no-brainer. I want to actually be running cash flow positive from day one.
So then it's clear that one can actually say that, you know what, I really want to buy this property cash, running away from the bond costs, only to find out that you invested in a bad deal. Even though you did save that 20 or 30,000 from the bond costs, you're still in a bad deal. Or if you are saying that you don't want to pay transfer costs, so you want to buy a property that didn't have a previous owner, you're still saving that 20 to 30,000 or 40, however, depending on the cost of it, you still might find yourself in a bad deal.
Side note, never always gets calls from estate agents that he should actually go into a no transfer cost deal. That's a bad one. So for the final one, right, this goes out to all property investors, even if you are actually going to be buying your own house. Make sure that you have multiple deals that you are actually going to go into. Even though on the offer you're going to be only signing one deal, make sure that you have multiple of them. The reason behind that is that one deal will really frustrate you, because now if you only have one deal, the estate agent will always play around with you. The first thing that they will say is that if you do put in an offer and you tell them that, hey man, I'm looking at giving you an offer of around 400,000, the estate agent will tell you that I'm not looking at anything below 500,000. And now if you're in a situation whereby that's the only deal that you were looking at, chances are you're going to want to try and negotiate or come closer to the 500,000. They might even push you to 550,000. However, if you have multiple deals and you're looking at 5 deals, and you know that if you're going to be putting in multiple offers, one needs to actually bite at the price that you had actually set. I remember a while back, we were looking at going into a deal, and now this particular deal, the estate agent was just playing around, man. They were just playing around. However, we knew that we have multiple deals, and with these multiple deals, we knew that if we do actually put in offers with all of them, one will actually take the price that we were actually looking at. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the numbers. If the numbers don't make sense, then chances are you shouldn't be going into that deal.
I mean, with what you just said right now, it actually took me back, reminding us of our journey, the most hardest things that we've ever done. When we're talking about getting multiple deals, we're literally saying that your business is going to be like a call center. You're going to be calling day in, day out, week in, week out, looking for that specific deal that you want. I think we'll post a picture of how tired we were when we were actually searching for that deal. Like finding that deal, it's exhausting. So you really need to have that mindset whereby you're treating your business as if it's a call center. Get in at 8 a.m., start calling until 4 p.m. on a daily basis until you find that specific deal that you're looking for.
If you are an aspiring property investor and you're looking to invest in 2022, looking at investing the right way in 2022, make sure that you do pop us an email at info@nongwealth.co.za or schedule a Zoom meeting right now so that we know we are actually going to be speaking one-on-one with you about how your journey is and how we can actually add value to that.
By hitting the link below on Calendly. So it's as simple as that. You just hit the link below and then pick a preferred time and date. Then that's it.
Nongwealth.
Invest like a pro.